Cate Dunlap is a student at Godolphin University with the power to manipulate people through touch. Originally appearing to be the one-dimensional stereotypical campus girl, we quickly come to learn that she has way more going on than meets the eye. Origin of Cate's powers. So, shortly after Cate's birth, her parents accepted Vort's offer to inject her with compound Vive, subsequently transforming her into a soup and granting her superhuman powers and abilities. Later, when she was 9, she went on a camping trip with her family. Her little 6-year-old brother Caleb was irritating her, so she grabbed his arm and told him to leave and never come back. Unbeknownst to her, she accidentally used her powers for the first on him, causing Caleb to actually walk into the woods and not return. Despite the efforts of multiple search parties, he was not found. Her mother was horrified at what happened and distanced herself from Cate, asking a police officer to escort her away as she felt unsafe. Cate felt immense guilt over her brother's presumed death. The incident prompted her parents to lock her in her room for 9 years and force her to wear gloves, also conditioning her to habitually keep her distance from others so she could not use her powers intentionally or accidentally. She also had online tutoring to keep up with her education. Then, at some point during her time in her room, she developed an intense attraction towards Soldier Boy, who she idolized to guide her sexual desires. When she was 18, Indira Shetty visited Cate. The latter was initially reluctant to engage with her due to the mindset her parents instilled in her, but Shetty calmly told Cate that she was not afraid. She comforted her by removing her gloves and helped her control her powers by giving her specialized pills. She also used her position to get her admitted into Godolphin University. During one of her specialized classes, she met Rufus, who allegedly sexually assaulted her by keeping her enthralled in a hypnotic trance over the course of 3 days. Later, as Cate pursued her education there away from her family, she met Golden Boy during one of her crime-fighting lessons, who complimented her intelligence and asked if he could cheat off of her, and soon she became his girlfriend. She was initially enrolled in the Lamplighter School of Crime Fighting, but she shifted her major to hero management because her ambition was to become the future manager of her boyfriend before his demise. Cate's telepathic powers. Cate possesses telepathic and mind control powers, and these grant her various abilities. Cate's abilities, combined with her training and experience, make her an extremely powerful opponent. By combining physical contact with verbal guidance simultaneously, Cate is able to assert authority over others, which she refers to as pushing. By making them stand still and thereafter issuing instructions, she compels them to act in accordance with her commands. Though the full scope of her capabilities remains uncharted, she exhibits the power to convince people to carry out actions, even those contrary to their best interests. Through pushing, she is capable of subtly manipulating the emotions of those around her, influencing their feelings and altering their behavior. During the fight on Godolphin University's campus, she erased all of Sam's emotions, effectively turning him into a killing machine. She's also capable of inducing sleep in individuals when pushing, aiding in calming, or subduing them. But her ability to erase memory is even more terrifying, as Cate can erase or manipulate memories, removing or altering specific recollections in the minds of others and other than humans. This ability is very much effective on strong soups as well, as she was able to erase and manipulate memories of Golden Boy. Cate also has the ability to inadvertently read the thoughts of individuals in close proximity to her, gaining access to their unguarded or unspoken mental content. Just like Charles Xavier from X-Men, she can also apparently hear thoughts from a distance, but she suppresses this ability with meditation. She can even listen to the thoughts of multiple individuals at the same time, although it can be challenging for her to control this ability. Another telepathic ability that she shares with Charles Xavier is astral projection. Cate was able to make Marie Moreau, Andre Anderson, Jordan Lee, and Dusty unconscious and enter a shared psychic plane in which everyone relived their past traumas, including Cate's past with Shetty. This ability is dangerous enough to cause someone's death, since Dusty was killed in the astral plane and died in the real world. How Cate's telepathic powers changed her. So, although Cate presents herself as being a kind, empathic, and compassionate girl, she is a deeply flawed and highly complicated individual. Cate is one of the few students who didn't have high aspirations of being drafted or getting accepted into the Seven. Instead, she said she just wanted to be with Golden Boy. Due to her past trauma as a child and isolated upbringing, Cate has been proved to be easily manipulated and was willing to control the minds and manipulate the memories of her friends and partner under her savior, Indira Shetty, as she was the first person who Cate was able to physically have skin-to-skin contact with and helped her live a life of freedom in Godolphin University. After being taken in by Indira Shetty, she became a co-conspirator for the Woods. And while somewhat hesitant, she ultimately repeatedly used her powers on her boyfriend and his brother, who were being experimented on. Due to her sense of gratitude towards Dean Shetty and her being manipulated that her actions were ultimately for the greater good, both for her and her friends, Cate assisted both Dean Shetty and Richard Brinkerhoff in their illegal operations and in controlling the powerful soups enrolled in Godolphin. Cate used her powers to erase the evidence of their crimes, effectively helped them to keep the Woods a secret for years. Under the belief that it was all ultimately for the best, Cate repeatedly erased the memories of her friends and boyfriend when they started to unravel and learn more secrets. However, as shown, Cate harbored doubt at the righteousness of her actions, and this only continued to grow as the consequences of her mental manipulations began to adversely affect her victims, as shown when she showed active worry for her boyfriend when Golden Boy's suppressed memories slowly began to come back to him and began to destabilize him psychologically. Ultimately, after the secrets of her actions were revealed, Cate harbored immense guilt and self-loathing for all the harm she caused and helped cause to her friends. However, any sense of guilt about misusing her powers seems to have eroded away after she kills Shetty. After this, she deliberately uses her powers to control other soups into killing innocent human beings, justifying her behavior based on what Shetty was doing. Despite being pleaded to stop by her friends, she instead uses her powers to make Maverick attack Marie and attempt to use her powers on Jordan. Cate also seems to have a healing factor, but its effectiveness is probably very low. It might be able to heal some small injuries, but I don't think it can even heal bullet wounds. At the end of Gen V, we see that Marie accidentally explodes Cate's arm, and we don't see any sign of it healing, so yeah, it is possible that her healing factor isn't capable of regenerating body parts or big wounds like Kimiko's or some other soup's healing factor. Weakness of Cate's abilities. So for Cate to exert her pushing abilities on others, she must establish physical skin-to-skin contact with them and issue verbal instructions. Furthermore, it appears that she is only able to do this with her hands. Also, using her powers excessively can lead Cate to suffer seizures and eye bleeding. Safe parameters of power usage and the necessary resting period for her to employ them without harm remain unstated. The pills administered to her by Shetty diminished her abilities and caused Cate to have nausea, bleeding, and seizures. Then, upon discontinuing their use, she displayed heightened power, evident by her ability to read minds, make several people unconscious on an astral plane, and control many people, including soups, in a single day. While the pills prescribed by Shetty appear to be the primary factor for said overexertion, Cate has exhibited fatigue and eye bleeding even in the absence of such medication, so it's possible that Cate doesn't know the limit of her abilities, or her bleeding and nausea might be a natural reaction of her body when she uses her powers on powerful soups. So yeah, that's all that we have for this video, and make sure to subscribe if you guys enjoyed it.